Hi everybody, Cindy Bettino. I've been thinking so much about the Me Too movement, a lot about the Me Too movement, and I love the Me Too movement. I love that we're finding a voice. I love that people are listening. I love that people are talking. It's super, super important. But we can't forget where we came from. We have to remember that we have been living in a patriarchal society for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And women have learned to adapt, how to pay their bills, how to take care of their children, how to make their dreams come true, lots of different ways. And a lot of the ways that we've done it, titties up, right? We've learned that to use our sexuality to move ourselves forward. Well, if we really want the Me Too movement to succeed, we got to clean up our act too. It's not just the men. We've got to shift our paradigm because we no longer need to use our sexuality to move forward, to get out of a ticket, to become a director or a producer of a film. We don't need to do that anymore. So what does that look like? I mean, I can tell you, I'm not saying that all women are like me. I'm not saying that all women have used their sexuality in the past. I'm not saying that. You might have your hands completely clean, but I can tell you I don't. I was taught by my mother that, if I smiled and showed some leg, and if I was talking to a man, I could get anything I wanted, pretty much. My mother explained to me that a man's greatest gift in his mind, his penis, was his greatest weakness. And you know what? That's not fair, and it's not true. Now, to some men have abused the power of being a patriarchal society. Some men have. And it wasn't just in my day. It wasn't just in my day. It happens even today. So back in my day, with the smile, I really didn't have big titties. So my mom said use my legs because my legs were probably my best asset in my 20s. But, when I was out with the girls and we got pulled over by a cop, everybody was like, hey, fix your hair, smile, titties up, girls. Hoping that the police officer would think that we were so beautiful and see our assets and not give us a ticket. I have a friend who's a police officer, well, actually not anymore, but he was a police officer for over 20 years in the local area. And he would tell me story after story, and this is not that long ago, that he couldn't, how many times he would pull a woman over and the next thing she's unbuttoning part of her blouse or, so we've got to clean up our act. We've got to make sure that our sexuality is as clean as we're asking the men's sexuality to be. We don't need that anymore. If our sexuality is really shifting, which it is, if our time, which is now, is really shifting, then we got to show up in a different way. We want the men to be clean. We can't have it both ways. We can't have a men not being inappropriate if we're not going to be inappropriate. How much flirting? I really want women to look at themselves. I flirt. I like to flirt. I do try to keep my sexuality very clean. Now, I do try to take responsibility for my sexuality, and I dress for me. I do my makeup for me. I wear what I like to wear. But we're all sexual beings. We all are, men, women. God made us that way. And so we need to clean up our sexual acts, both men and women, if we want that Me Too movement to really succeed and go forward. We're more than our sexuality, obviously. But just like men have abused their sexuality, so have women. Not all women. And we need to be as clean as we're asking them to be. And we can do it. It's easy. We can tell ourselves that we don't need our sexuality to get clients. We don't need our sexuality to make our sales. We don't have to do that. And let me tell you, I see it all the time. So we're stepping into a new age. A new age where old roles are being dismantled, where old paradigms are shifting, where we're moving from a complete patriarchal society to something that's far more balanced. Yin and yang are there for a reason. You know, when East meets West, it's for a reason. So think about it. Look at yourself. Take responsibility, ladies, and take responsibility, men. Women are done, man. We've got to speak. We are speaking up. You got to watch your P's and Q's. You can no longer take advantage of women. You can no longer ask. You know, just like the police officer could tell me stories of women who would unbutton their blouses, he also told me stories of other police officers who took advantage of women. You know, you don't want the ticket? I mean, there's a horrible story he told me about a woman who had a DUI, and actually I think she might have had two, and if she got her third DUI, she'd go to jail. And she was pulled over on a country road far away, and she was drunk. And the officer gave her a choice. And she did what she needed to do to not go to jail. Well, ladies, we're going to have to take our just desserts. We're going to have to take our tickets. We're going to have to take responsibility. We're going to have to start using our words and saying no, just like everyone's starting to do. So this is an exciting time. It's an exciting time. We need more women mechanics. We need more women brain surgeons. We need more women in politics. It is our time. But to make it happen, we got to clean our act up and look at ourselves as much as we're asking the men to do it. So I hope I haven't ranted and raved too much. I hope that Oprah will hear me. I hope that other female movie stars will hear me. These people that are speaking out and talking about just men. It's not just the men. It's us too. We can do this. We got this, man. We so got this. I'm so excited.